Alright gamers, we're talking about Mascot Horror and Friday Night Funkin. We've officially reached peak brain rot levels on this channel. We are far from a yeah level, so I think we're doing okay, but this could be the beginning of the end. Friday Night Funkin has been a massive cultural phenomenon for like 4 years, and I never had any idea what it was. I knew it was a rhythm game, and I had heard it was somehow associated with Newgrounds, and I had seen Boyfriend on Zamination, which is my favorite thing to ever exist. But I never touched the game, nor watched any videos about it. I didn't understand what it was. That was until last year, when I played the game for the very first time live on stream. To briefly give my thoughts after playing this game for really the first time, it's really goddamn good. It is honestly a shame that the reputation for this game outside of its general fandom is so negative, because this is such a charming and creative rhythm game. The music genuinely slaps, and the variety in the styles makes the game constantly refreshing. And I have really grown to love the art style, the choppy animations, the smooth animations, the characters, the many references to existing media, all makes this game such a precious love letter of a game. And I've played plenty of other rhythm games. I'm bad at them, but I've played most of the big ones. And Friday Night Funkin' genuinely feels the best to play in my opinion. I can't explain it, I'm not going to pretend this is my field of expertise, but it just feels so satisfying. So yeah, I like the game, and now that I had opened the door, I was ready to start getting into the mods. Today I'm here to talk about the Mascot Horror FNF mods that I have checked out. Well, they aren't exclusively Mascot Horror, some are just indie horror, but let's be honest, if the title didn't say Mascot Horror, you wouldn't have clicked. So without further ado, let's get freaky on a Friday night. Let's start off by taking it way back to a Mascot Horror classic. Do you guys remember 123 Slaughter Me Street? We've talked about it a few times on this channel, I think you guys are familiar with the IP. So let's check out the goated Slaughter Me Street FNF mod, Slaughter Me Funkin'. First of all, let me just comment on how shockingly well the characters translate into this art style. They look absolutely adorable, and I am obsessed with these designs. The follower looks like he's got the chubbiest cheeks, the waiter looks so scrunkly with just how angry he is, and the greeter just looks like such a little baby. These designs are top tier. The first track of this mod is actually the beat behind the DA Games Slaughter Me Street song from many years ago. I didn't notice it first because I don't listen to this song regularly and it's been years, but if you listen to them both, yeah, they are the same. This track is laid back and dark and pretty fun to play. The drums are incredibly heavy and sound so sick, and the rhythm is bouncy and feels so smooth to play. The second track is hella jazzy and sounds even cooler than the first one. I'm not sure if it's from something, or if it's a reference, or if it's something entirely unique to this mod, but regardless, this one feels just as clean to play and has such a catchy little tune behind it. There's also this part of the track where Boyfriend starts beatboxing instead of singing, and it just sounds so silly. The third and final track ramps up the difficulty like crazy. This track is way more fast-paced than the first two, and later in the song you are borderline just spamming notes. It's still pretty fun to play, but the difficulty curve is a bit much. Oh yeah, and also, all the puppets have formed into one to create a freakish monster called Abomination, which is original to this mod. This track is very metal and sounds great, but again, it's very hard to actually perfect. So yeah, Slaughter Me Funkin' is pretty short and doesn't feature much content, but I quite like the content that it does feature. Next up, we might as well talk about the mod based on my favorite horror game ever, Doki Doki Takeover. So there's actually a bit of a story to this mod. Basically, the start of this mod takes place after the events of Doki Doki Literature Club. For whatever reason, try not to think about it too much, when Monica was deleted, she was brought into Friday Night Funkin', specifically the pixel art week with that one douchebag. The first song is just Monica and Boyfriend singing together for the hell of it. It's a very pretty track that's very fun to play. Afterwards, that one douchebag, whose name I can't be bothered to learn, is made aware of Monica's existence and doesn't like that she's taking his place, so they have a little fight, which is also a song. This prompts Monica to delete him, as well as everything else in the game, leaving just her and Boyfriend to sing songs. This angers Boyfriend because she also took away Girlfriend. The next song, featuring evil Monica and angry Boyfriend, is much darker and much harder. I believe this was actually my introduction to death notes, if that's what you'd even call them. Notes that kill you once you press them and are meant to be avoided whilst playing a track. I should take this moment to say that the pixel art done here is absolutely stunning. Monica's movements and the glitchy effects are beautiful. After this relatively challenging song, Monica puts everything back to normal. That one douchebag whose name I will still not look up approaches her, now realizing that she didn't take his mic and boyfriend gave it to her. So they play a song together, and it's a remix of Your Reality, and if you know me, that shit just made me melt. This remix is charming and fun, and I love the way it also samples the track Dreams of Love and Literature. It's a gorgeous remake that feels great to play. But that's simply the prologue, meant to set up most of the actual meat of the mod. I did not like that phrasing, but we're going to run with it. In Monica's attempts to set everything back to normal, she actually transported boyfriend and girlfriend from Friday Night Funkin' to Doki Doki Literature Club. The introduction between the club members and boyfriend and girlfriend is so unbelievably adorable, and immediately tells you that the writers behind this mod have a perfect understanding of these characters. Naturally, boyfriend wants to sing, and although that's, not the point of the club, Sayori, being her bubbly self, thinks it's a great idea and performs the first song. I'm not going to thoroughly break down every track and every moment in this mod because that would simply take too long, so instead I'm just going to go over both tracks you play with Sayori here and say this. Both of these tracks are essentially also remixes of tracks from the Doki Doki OST, and that gives me such a pleasant, warm feeling as a massive fan of the game. Both of the songs fit Sayori as a character really well, mostly because it's already music associated with her. The next person to sing is Natsuki. Her first song is just as adorable as you'd expect, also sampling the Doki Doki OST. It's fun and upbeat and cute. But to prove that she's not cute, being Natsuki, her next song is a complete change of pace, being a hardcore metal-adjacent track. The bass in the first song is insane and goes extremely hard, and the more aggressive style of the second track is also very ear-grabbing. These tracks fit Natsuki so well. Again, I think the creators of this mod are very passionate about the source material and understand these characters very well. The last person to sing is, of course, Yuri. Her first song is exactly what you expect it to be if you know the character. It's sweet and somber and very gentle. It's actually pretty gorgeous despite the beeps and boops. But as we know, Yuri isn't exactly the most stable type of gal, so once she gets comfortable singing, we see the crazy side of her in the second song. Sayori chimes in and says, "You weren't supposed to see that." Then there's just this screen of Sayori looking happy with a really dark atmosphere. She comes to the false conclusion that we, meaning boyfriend, are the one that deleted Monica and brought everyone back. She says we've made them so happy, and now we can sing songs together forever. 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 Monica, in Friday Night Funkin' world, finds out that boyfriend and girlfriend are in Doki Doki world, and that the game is fucked up and evil without her there. So she manages to bring herself back to Doki Doki world. Bringing herself back resets the game, and now everything is back to the way it should be. The other club members have no memory of what happened, and once again welcome our new members. Monica apologizes to boyfriend and girlfriend for what happened before, and then, now on good terms, they sing a song together. And this song is just as beautiful as the others. I think I'm going to stop talking about this mod here, so as to not take up too much time to get this video done, but this mod is much longer than this. I highly recommend you play it yourself, because it gets even better and has a beautiful conclusion. Next up, I think it's time we finally jump into FNF. Let's talk about Funkin' at Freddy's. Now, full disclaimer, this mod is being completely reworked. A brand new version 2 of the game is currently in development, and it's going to fully revamp the current content, and I assume add more. The material I am going to be covering today is dated, but it's still pretty cool. The main content of this mod is Afton Week, 4 songs where it's you versus Afton. These levels are in the style of an old school FNAF minigame, and I can really get behind that. It's so cool to see people recreate this style, especially now that we don't really get to see it from official titles anymore, and it makes this week really charming. The sprite work is also really good, the animations are fluid, and everything feels very authentic. The music in these levels is unfortunately not my favorite. None of these tracks stand out to me as being anything particularly special, so I hope that changes with the updated version. I do really like the progression of the week, as fucked up as it is. In the first level, you're seemingly near the entrance to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, then in the second level, you're near the main stage, then in the third, you're in the back room, and then in the fourth, you've been murdered in the back room, and you need to haunt Springtrap so he spring locks. By beating Afton Week, you unlock an extra song, this one taking place at the end of FNAF 3, and this one is way more up my alley. The percussion is very rustic and metallic sounding, and this track is just so harsh and aggressive, which fits the scenario and Springtrap's character so perfectly. This song is crazy good and feels great to play too. The next extra song you unlock is just as great. The music is honestly outstanding, and something I really like is the way the FNAF 3 warning sound is timed in accordance with the music. It's neat. So that's where the easily accessible content in Funkin' at Freddy's ends, but there are actually 4 secret levels you can access if you know how to. If you enter the level Nightmare, which is the last one you unlock normally, there will be a Shadow Bonnie plushie off to the right, just behind Boyfriend. If you click on it, you access a new level called Umbra, which is all about Shadow Bonnie. This level is pretty cool. The music starts off dark and mysterious and then progressively becomes more hectic and chaotic. It's fitting for the portrayal of Shadow Bonnie. The next secret level is accessed by typing 395248 on the main menu. This is the code from FNF 3 in case you don't remember. This unlocks the level Just a Theory, which is all about MatPat and game theory. It's absolutely peak. The way the track is just an FNF version of the game theory theme is incredible, and the fact that MatPat's vocals are so clearly distinctly him is hilarious, and the way the level changes style is genuinely just cool. This is such a peak track. The last normal track is simply unlocked after beating those two. It's called Fourth Wall, and it has you go up against Scott Cawthon, or Anim Dude. And this song is awesome. It's so fun and energetic. This level also looks so cool. I love the perspective and the graphics. So that's basically all of Funkin' at Freddy's version 1. There's some content I'm not the biggest fan of, but generally I think this mod is pretty sick. But it can get sicker. There is one more level that is unlocked by clicking on the purple guy on the main menu 1,987 times. This track is apparently called Fazbars. Swiftly moving on, let's get into the real reason you clicked on the video. FNAF? Sure, it's a classic, but who really cares about it these days? You're here because you want me to talk about Ban Ban. So let's get into the legendary Funkin' of Ban Ban. The first week of this mod has you in Ban Ban's kindergarten, and immediately there is plenty to love. I love the way the note buttons, or whatever you want to call them, look in this. They have so much personality when you simply give them some goddamn eyes. They're beautiful. But if you really want personality, you just gotta listen to the actual track. The drone from Garden of Ban Ban, one of the worst mechanics I've ever seen, is turned into a musical instrument. And it works stupidly well. This drone has bars. The wall art is also peak. The characters look absolutely adorable in this style, but this one level makes up all of week 1. I guess that's about how much content Ban Ban 1 has anyway. Week 2 is where things get truly fantastic. The first level of week 2 is a recreation of when we first meet Stinger Flynn in Ban Ban 3. Now, I'm not a fan of Stinger Flynn. You could say I have never been. But this song fits the character so shockingly well. It's like kind of dark, but more so melancholic. The artwork is really good. I love the way Stinger Flynn was drawn for this mod. I don't necessarily love how veiny he is, but I understand that's authentic. And halfway through the song, the setting transitions into the beach dream sequence where Stinger Flynn begins his emo arc, and we can see Zolphius in the background. Flynn and Boyfriend even start sliding across the screen with half opacity as if it's a motivational video or something. It's really silly, and I love it. The second level features the legendary, unforgettable, impeccable moment where you are in a car with Opila Bird. And you know, the rest of the gang is there too. Pretty much this whole song is Ban Ban and Stinger Flynn arguing through this melody that I know I've heard before. Please comment down below what it is. It's extremely entertaining, and once again, the art is incredible. But it reaches peak entertainment about 2/3 of the way through when Opila decides she's going to start her rap career. For those of you that don't know, this is the Opila Bird rap done by Axie. It's something truly incredible, something truly special, and we get to hear a Funkin' version of it in this mod. This is a truly remarkable recreation of an iconic moment. The last level of week 2 features the family feud moment at the end of Ban Ban 3 where Jumbo Josh and Ban Ban have an epic battle. And Jumbo Josh's voice is the voice from Zamination done by Zachary Preciado. That is exactly what we all wanted, and this mod delivered. Jumbo Josh and Ban Ban do their thing until Josh squashes Ban Ban and Stinger Flynn comes to interrupt, and then Josh and Flynn need to hash it out. This isn't my favorite track from a musical perspective, but the use of the voices in this one is hilarious, and I'm a sucker for anything featuring the Jumbo Josh Bra voice. There are a few bonus tracks in this mod that I won't go over, so I highly suggest you check out the mod yourself. Check out all of these mods for that matter. In fact, if there are any mods in this video that you should check out, it's the next one, because we can't even remotely cover everything in it. Let's get into the horrific yet amazing high-effort titled Bendy mod. For this one, I'm just going to handpick some random tracks and go over the insanity that happens within them. The very first track in this mod that you can play is called Devilish. In this stage, a dabbing bendy that shapeshifts into a variety of other sprites is your opponent. And for some reason, Boyfriend's vocals are so unbelievably sharp and ear-piercing. There's also the Fat Boris as our audience. This track is a headache and an absolute mess. That is to say, it's absolutely beautiful, and it only goes up from here. Let's check out this track, Hello Huggy. In this stage, we're out in front of the house from Hello Neighbor with the cast of Ban Ban as our audience, and our opponent is the Theodore Peterson. Huggy Wuggy also makes an appearance, looking better than ever to show us his ass. And the vocals in this one, I don't even know what they are, but they sound horrific, and this whole setting is making me scared. It feels like the ghost of Mascot Horror's past has come to haunt me. I wonder what Yo Mama So Inky is. In this level, you play as Brody Fox, the host of Yo Mama, going up against a very scrunkly Bendy. This one almost feels normal until suddenly Crash Bandicoot jump scares the screen. He starts thrusting while Yo Mama videos play, and this goes on for like a solid minute, and then Brody Fox fucking dies, I guess, and Crash dances around his corpse for the rest of the song, until it ends with this thing calling you fat, and the infamous I Show Speed FNF jump scare. It's times like this where I really question what went so wrong in my life. Alright, one more stage before I simply cannot handle anymore. I wonder what's behind this category. Oh, it's fucking Norm from the new Norm. You know, the South Park of X. Oh, and Norm and Bendy are on top of a hill watching a sunset. That's weird. That's an oddly romantic setting. And oh god, fuck my life and fuck everything in it. So, those were just a few indie horror Friday Night Funkin' mods that I have come across. If there are any that you know of that you're a fan of, feel free to let me know in the comments, and maybe you'll get a part 2. That's all from me for now. Thanks for watching. I'm Jumbo Josh. In this area.